Good evening, my friends. Welcome. This is Bravely Being Yoga. I'm Beth, and this evening we are here to do a bedtime gratitude practice together. I think this is something that obviously is on all of our minds because of Thanksgiving, hopefully. This idea of practicing gratitude, experiencing what it means to be truly thankful for what we have in our lives. I do want to say that this is not a practice that's to silver lining things. I think that sometimes we talk about being thankful or expressing gratitude and don't take into consideration the fact that really hard stuff happens. Holidays can be really triggering, and we just are experiencing a lot in our lives. So I just want to say that up front. This is not a practice to pretend like everything is perfect, and it's not a practice to pretend like we are experiencing this gratitude in every area of our lives. But I do think this is an opportunity to experience the positive benefits physically, emotionally, of what it means to notice and really deeply feel gratitude for the things that we do have. So, with all that being said, please consult your primary care physician and your mental health professional before participating in these videos, okay? So we're going to start a little bit more active today. As always, if there's anything that doesn't feel comfortable to your body, anything that feels like too much of a movement or something that's just not right for you, you are the one that has control. You have the choice. Please feel free to do as much or as little of the practice as feels good to you, okay? So we're going to stand, and as we kind of work our way up from seated position here, I would love for you to just bring to mind what gratitude means to you, okay? It could mean any number of things. It could mean really being able to be in the moment and notice. There is something about gratitude for me that feels very tied to compassion. That's part of some definitions that the practice of gratitude can actually increase our ability to be compassionate towards ourselves, towards other people, towards our world. So if that resonates with you, maybe you can borrow that. I'm borrowing it too. We're all sharing this information with each other. So maybe just hold on to that. Notice what that would mean to be able to express gratitude to increase our compassion, right? So let's stand up. I'm going to show you how this kind of starts facing the camera so that if there's any question, you can see my body and know what's going on. And then I'll turn to face. So I encourage you to kind of face long ways if you have a mat. You might keep a couple blankets nearby if there are a couple kneeling positions in this practice. And a lot of people ask me about how to protect knees during that. And a great way to do that is to have a blanket underneath your knee, that back knee when you're doing a lunge. So that might be a good solution. And so, as we start standing, we might start with our feet hip-width apart, okay? Nice and comfy. Maybe we notice that it feels comfortable to have our hands down by our sides. Maybe we notice that we prefer a prayer position, keeping those thumbs kind of cradled there at our sternum. Just noticing whatever feels good to us. And as we bring to mind this word, gratitude can be very emotionally charged. Maybe we think about expanding our compassion towards ourselves and our bodies in this practice. And we're going to do a few sun salutations that are modified, okay? So again, as much or as little as feels good to your body, feel free to participate. I'm going to move a little more slowly through the first one, and then we'll do two more all together, okay? So we're going to start pairing our breathing with our movement. So as we inhale, we might bring those arms up above our heads. And as we exhale, we have a nice micro bend in our knees, maybe more of an actual bend, and we're going to all kind of swan dive together all the way down to the floor. And maybe we just stay right here with our hands braced on our legs. Maybe we put some supports down on the floor, or maybe we bend all the way over. On our next inhale, we're going to come halfway up. And with our exhale, we'll come right back down. We're going to tuck one knee under and then the other. We're going to come to a brief child's pose. Sitting those heels back. Sitting our hips back over our feet. With this inhale, we're going to bring our spine into this nice straight line, okay? So that might look like a nice kind of diagonal line from our tip of our head all the way down to our knees. Maybe this is enough heat building for you and you want to stay here. Maybe you'd like to join me in this little modified, it's called chaturanga. We're going to go all the way down to the floor, keeping those elbows hugged in to our side. Our next inhale, maybe we press into a little mini cobra, and we're going to come right back down. We're going to sit back onto our heels again in this nice child's pose. We're going to bend our right knee, coming back up to a standing position, okay? So we're going to bring our right foot up, and then our left. We might walk ourselves back towards our mat, since this is a modified sun salutation, and here we are again. We come halfway up with our inhale, back down with our exhale, and we're going to bend those knees generously, bringing ourselves all the way up with an inhale, and bringing those arms back down with the exhale, okay? So you just did it. You did a sun salutation. We're going to add a couple things here and there, but we're basically going to do the exact same thing again, okay? We inhale with our arms going up, listening to our bodies. We exhale all the way down. We inhale coming halfway up. We exhale back down towards the floor. We tuck one foot under and then the other. Sitting back in a nice child's pose. We're going to bring our torso up to that nice long spine. We maybe stay here, or maybe we come all the way down, hugging those elbows in. Maybe we inhale a little part way up, coming all the way back down. Maybe we press back to another child's pose. Maybe this time, now that we have a little more heat, we might tuck those toes under, pushing our hips up to a nice downward dog. Maybe we march those feet. And we walk those feet all the way back up to our hands. Here we are at the front of the mat again. Inhale halfway up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling back down. You maybe notice that the breath is pairing even more with that movement. So one more time, all the way up, inhale. At any point, if we need to take a break, we take a break, we stop, we do something different. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling all the way back down. Tucking under our right knee and our left, sitting those heels back. Inhaling to a nice long spine. Exhaling with those elbows hugging into our sides. Inhaling a little nice cobra, all the way back down. We push our heels back and our hips back onto our heels. We might tuck those toes under into a nice lengthened downward dog. Pressing those palms into the floor. Feeling those heels softening towards the floor. Noticing how the floor kind of rises up to support us. Maybe even being able to feel a little bit of gratitude for the fact that we can move our bodies at whatever range of motion we are able to move them today. We're going to bring those knees back down to the floor. We're going to bring that right foot forward into a nice lunge. We don't want our knee to move past our ankles and our toes. So we just check in to make sure that our joints are staying safe. Maybe we stay right here and just notice that nice opening in the front of that left hip. Or maybe we pair an inhale and an exhale with a little bit of movement here. Maybe we inhale, bringing those arms up, feeling the little shakes and the little wobbles. I certainly do. Maybe we exhale back down. Maybe we do that one once more. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling down. Maybe we try once more if it feels great. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling back down. Maybe we straighten that front leg, give ourselves a nice little lengthen on that hamstring on our right side. And as we feel ready, we'll tuck that right foot back underneath and we'll switch sides. You're doing great. So now we've got that left knee forward, making sure that it's not pushing past over those toes, so our joints are staying nice and safe. Maybe we stay right here, or maybe with that next inhale, we come all the way up. Experiencing the length and exhaling back down. Maybe we move once more, inhaling up. Exhaling back down. Maybe once more, we come all the way up. And we exhale back down. Maybe we lengthen that left foot, that left ankle, that left knee, that left hip, feeling that hamstring on the back of that left side. And as we feel ready, as we feel evened out, we're going to tuck that left foot back under, sitting our hips off to one side, and swinging ourselves around, we head down towards the floor. So now we're going to lengthen all the way down on the floor, and we're going to hug our knees into our chest. So feel free to join me there. Okay, take your time. I have a clip in my hair. If you have anything in your hair, you might want to take it out. It's not very comfortable. And as we meet here, maybe we notice that some movement feels great. Maybe we feel that spine lengthening along the floor. Maybe we experience some compassion towards ourselves as our bodies relax into the floor and the places that we've been holding so tightly this week start to release. I know for me, I'm noticing it in my stomach a little bit. There's been some clenching there from some stress this week. Noticing it in my cervical vertebrae, these vertebrae really high up here by the very base of my skull. I'm really feeling some release there. Noticing that my shoulders are softening in towards the mat. And as we feel ready, we might bring those feet down to the floor. And maybe we just notice some of that length. Maybe we even add some length if it feels great. We can have some, little nice safe cat paws here and kind of create a little bit of space, gently releasing those hips down like a little mini massage. Noticing if that brings any length to our lower spine. As we feel ready, one more little stretch before we wrap this up. We might cross our right leg over our left, having this nice little figure 4 position. Maybe this feels like enough of a stretch just to let that right hip open up towards the side. Or maybe we want to draw that left knee towards us. Maybe we bring our hands underneath that left side. Maybe for me, sometimes it actually is more comfortable to wrap my hands over my shin. I don't know why, but that feels less like less compression to my body. So again, this is all about listening to what your body needs. So notice what your body needs and go with that. Maybe there's some movement here. Maybe if our mind starts to wander to the grocery list and all the things that we need to do, or some really stressful or hard stuff from this week, some triggers that have popped up. Maybe we are having a hard time with the emotion around Thanksgiving, around holidays in general. Maybe we need to give ourselves a little bit of space from that. So we might just bring ourselves back to this idea of gratitude, of cultivating this self-compassion and this compassion that radiates out from us as a result of the gratitude that we feel. for what we have. So let's reset and switch sides if we feel ready. We might just bring that leg down to the floor, allowing that right leg to just soften down towards the floor, noticing any difference. I definitely feel much longer now on one side than the other. And let's switch and kind of even ourselves out. So we might bring that left leg over, noticing that release in that left hip. Maybe we stay here if that feels good. Maybe we bring that leg up and wrap those hands behind our right leg, or maybe we even wrap them over the shin if, again, that feels better to us. This is all about noticing what our bodies need. There's something to be said for having gratitude towards ourselves for actually listening to what our bodies need, because it's hard to do that sometimes. It's hard to slow down and really listen. Maybe we feel a little bit of movement here, or maybe not. As we continue to notice this softening, we can allow ourselves to just kind of notice these thoughts that pop up as we are relaxing. And just kind of notice them and let them go past. I've heard it described often as, you're the one sitting on the train, the thoughts are moving past you outside of that train window, and you just kind of watch them go past. That's really what mindfulness is. Practicing mindfulness is just about noticing, allowing, and releasing, kind of in this nice consistent cycle that we practice. And maybe we replace some of that stuff that's been hard this week, some of that overwhelming stuff, with gratitude. Gratitude can be about really big things, and it can also be about really small things. It can be about something monumental in your life, or it can be about something that happens every single day that you barely notice. If all else fails, we can come back to breathing in and out, inhaling and exhaling, and feeling gratitude that we are strong and that we are here and that we are present and that we're going to figure it out. As we feel ready, we might release that leg back towards the floor, softening those legs down. So we have a few options here. I'm going to sit up so that I can talk to you. Feel free, if you'd like, to stay here on the ground, to lay down in Shavasana, maybe laying flat on your back or on your side or your stomach. I'm going to sit up and chat for just a second. So, as always, a moment to pause, to relax, to release is super important. It's a great part of our yoga practice. What I would encourage you to do is to take a few moments now. If this is all that you have, then take this time now, or enjoy a rest, enjoy a little bit of mindful movement in stillness, I guess. And then maybe give yourself 5 minutes to sit and write down what you can experience gratitude towards this evening. There has been research specifically around what it means to write down the things that we're grateful for in that process. And it can be very meaningful. And so even if it feels silly, and even if it's hard, maybe just taking a couple minutes to jot down a few things could increase your capacity for compassion and bring a little bit of relief in this very hectic season. So I hope that this practice has helped center you. I hope it's helped you come back home to you and prepare for this wonderful holiday. And it's not black or white. Everything is this lovely gray area. So let the emotion exist together. Let the sadness exist with the joy. Let this gratitude exist with the hard stuff. And keep doing what you're doing. I'm really excited for you. I'm so glad that you've participated in this with me, and I can't wait to see you again next week. All right, so namaste. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.